My business coach recommended that I start a grief counseling. She named it something, I can't remember. And I signed up for a grief group that starts tomorrow. So I wanted to take this video day days one before starting the healing process of grieving my father, and currently finding out this week, the same week that I start this, my dear cousin passed away at the age of 38. I could not attend her funeral because I am in Texas. And this morning I woke up with so much anger, and I'm finding ways to not just let my nervous system shut down for the day. I slept kind of late, so waking up early was just a really surprise for me. I usually let out the dogs in the morning and stuff before my husband goes to work, and I just kind of sat there, or I had this thought that my my mother wanted me to reach out to my aunt and pay my condolences, and for some reason this wave of anger just took over me, and it's not anger that I'm like feeling with myself, but anger that I'm feeling towards others, which feels irrelevant because of the situation. My father played a big role in my life, and you know, the one thing I will say with I'm not one to be very ancestral, and like like as a yoga teacher, like I hear a lot of yoga teachers being like into their roots, and knowing the things that I know about spirituality is that I I can't attach myself and pay tribute to the what they call I believe in the Bhagavad Gita it says like paying respects to grandfathers. Instead, I know that I come from one place, and from our Creator God, and that I have a hard time understanding these generational curses, is what I'm trying to say. My grandmother had, how many is it? She had 4 daughters and 1 son. And my mom was the first one to come to the United States, and then everybody followed her after that. And yet, well, the other day I was having a conversation with my cousin and just saying, like, how did these women have children with different men, and just like, and all these children were just fatherless. And I feel so saddened by it, but also just so appreciative that my father stayed in my life. And I guess what I'm circling back to is that I have never been a family person when it comes to the family on the side of my mother. And I tried. I think I tried, but the only people I could see as family were just like my parents and my siblings. I grew up with my cousin who just passed away, but knowing the things that I know now about even like human design, if you've ever touched into that, is that as a projector it could feel very lonely, and I feel that. I totally feel that. But I never got any condolences for the passing of my father, and I, even though I was projecting this anger towards them, it's like I had to be angry with myself too, because I pushed myself away. And now that I have my own family, I can't expect others. I can't have a high expectation of others. Is what I'm trying to say. And I started getting super angry, and angry with my aunt, and angry with my cousin, and just feeling so sad. Like, and I know grief isn't. Grief is just like an up and down, and you have much appreciation for this life that you have now. And I understand. There's this great teacher on YouTube, Bill Donahue, and he says that you either create your heaven on this earth or your hell. And I'm just having a hard time understanding and just trying to see it from her point of view of how my cousin was navigating her life during these last few years and last few days, and just hearing people say, like, she was doing better, and she was struggling with alcoholism, and struggling with lupus, and I believe she passed away due to a heart attack. And that's the same way my father died, or passed on, I should say. I know his soul continues to live, but his physical body is no longer here with us, and that's what happened to him. He died in the arms of someone he knew. So that has rested. That has given me peace of mind. For sure. Because I was angry with myself for not being there. But I guess I just wanted to make this video to just process what I'm thinking, process what I'm feeling. I'm sitting outside at the moment. I'm about to drink my cup of tea, and this is hard. This is hard when you lose someone so close to you, and I can never be more thankful of the relationship I have now with my husband, and seeing him, seeing my son just like pour his love to him, and I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes here. Pour his love into him and love his daddy, because I had that. I had that with my father. And sometimes I get so angry. And I know my teacher says nothing is more, or you cannot bear the suffering of others, and I try my best to live by that, because I hope to think that my father wasn't suffering during his last months. And just hearing that my dad did upholstery for many years in Mexico, many years. People in Matamoros know him, the man without the shirt, the man always riding his bike. And during the last 3 months, he was doing what he loved, which is upholstery. He wasn't working on the machine, which is something that he loved to do. He loved to sew, but at least he was there with people who cared about him. And I'm the only child, and that's the other thing too, like, you're never asked to be born, but then you're born into these families which are kind of just messed up. And now, like, due to my practice, due to my faith, due to me being the spiritual person, that I cannot just like have hate in my heart, but I can sometimes feel bitter about certain situations or certain things in the past. And I just cherish a lot of moments that I had with him. I think it's hard when you're like a daddy's girl and you lose that person. And then I feel so angry with myself that I couldn't be there for him. But here I was, like, trying to heal my inner childhood trauma. And that was the other thing, too. Like, he never knew about what happened to me while he was away. And I thought, like, it was intentional for him to be away. Again, it's like these barriers we put as humans with like people coming from Mexico to the States, and like now having an understanding like, whoa, he was in the wrong for not having his papers, totally understandable. But being away was in that short time, like in those 2 years that he was away, like it just impacted my life. And last year I was just trying to heal from that. And in the process of that, I just lost myself in the me. And being a better mother, being a better partner. And I know grief is just a process. But anyways, I just have to sit and meditate more often. And like go back to what I know. But this isn't easy. Like, this is the hardest human experience to endure, is losing someone so close to you, but so loved, and so many memories that you just cherish. And I hope my son one day realizes that he not only is, you can't throw the word like, oh, you're so blessed to have that, or, but that I chose the right person to bring life onto this earth with, of course, the help of God, because having that for myself was the best thing. So we will see how tomorrow goes. I have no clue what to expect. And I'm one of those persons that goes in with like no high expectations of things. And in return to, like, I have no expectations of others. So just have to make my peace with what it is. And even for my cousin,